Is my screen visible, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So services marketing module 6. So module 6 is mostly based on the physical evidence as well as the servicescapes. Okay, what are servicescapes? I have already explained you in the earlier classes. But is the recording on? I don't think so. Let's see.
Yes, sir. It's recording.
It's recording. Can you see that
Yes, sir.
recording button?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir, it's being recorded.
Okay, okay, good. Fine. I was talking about servicescapes and physical evidence. So, what is physical evidence? We'll just see. So, physical evidence, it is the environment in which the service is delivered and in which the firm and the customer interact, and any tangible commodities that facilitate performance or communication of the services. So before going to the definition of physical evidence, so I just want you to picture, like, okay, you might be having a restaurant which is very impressed you, or you like to go to a particular restaurant. So take a example of a restaurant. So can you tell me one thing that you liked in that particular restaurant? So each of you one thing.
Uh, can I, sir?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Sir, Niyaz, biryani. The taste of
Okay,
it.
biryani. Okay, the product itself, the thing what they are making. Niyas, you like biryani. Fine. So anyone other than this? Yeah, Prashant. I hope you too go to the restaurants. So in your favorite restaurant,
Yes, sir.
what you like? Yeah, Prashant.
The arrangement setting, sir.
Okay, the arrangement. So can you be specific? Arrangement of what? Tables and chairs, or the
Table, sir.
tables? Okay, fine. The arrangement of tables. That is what Prashant likes. Others, can you tell me?
And the lighting system, sir.
Okay, the lighting, very good. Then, Anisha?
So, in fact, interior.
Okay, the whole interior, what you are telling me. Okay, fine. Then, anything else? So, if you are having anything else also, you can just tell me, like other than what we discussed, what you would have liked. The food over there, the lighting, the way the chairs and tables are kept. Then what else?
Sir, the way they invite the customers.
The way they treat the customers. Okay, well, then
Yes, sir,
that's the thing.
taking care of the customer.
Okay, taking care of the customers. Anything else other than this? What you see, what you hear. So some places I have seen that light music would be there. It would not be very loud, but you can hear it. So have you gone through such restaurants? Have you gone to such restaurants where you hear light music which is being played at the background? It could be Bollywood songs, or it could be classical, or it could be instrumental. So have you gone to such restaurants and have you liked it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. So I am telling you now to imagine your best restaurant, and I am asking you why you like it. So you are thinking now, right? Okay, this was there, that was there. I liked this, I liked that. Very few things which you notice, but there is something that makes you feel good about that particular restaurant. You go there, okay, other than food, because most of us think about the food, the quality of the food, the taste of the food, and all those things. But what about the appearance? So nobody told me about the cleanliness, okay, about the ambience, about the music. Okay, so it is so that even before entering, also, if you see the restaurant from outside, so if you feel it is good, then only you'll enter. Okay, right or no? So is the outside appearance of the restaurant important or no? Or it's just the inside what it is being shown to you?
It is important, sir.
So it is also important, right? But you've never noticed it. These all come under physical evidence. Okay, so that is what it says. It is the environment in which the service is delivered and in which the firm and the customer interact. Okay, so it might be both. So if you're going to a restaurant, so you're sitting there. So the environment, how it is, where it is good. In some places there is dim lighting. In some places it is very lit. In some places it is candlelight. In some places it is like the person is coming and even the hand wash is being done at your table only. So even you might have gone to such restaurants where the person is getting the water and you are washing your hands there itself, like before the food I'm talking. After the food, yes, the finger bowl is there where it is being served to you, but before, many places they give, even before the food also they are giving you at the place where you are sitting at your table basically. So even that is there. So all these things come under physical evidence. Okay, so what it is said, it is the environment in which the service is delivered and in which the firm and the customer interact, and any tangible commodities, tangible in the sense which you can feel, see and touch, any tangible commodities that facilitate performance or communication of the service. Facilitate the performance in the sense it will help you getting that, like taking that particular services in a better way. Okay, or whatever they want to do, if the communication is very good, if you can understand what they are doing, and which helps you in understanding as well as being satisfied at the same time. Okay, so all these things are very important in a service industry, okay, or in a place where you are serving something. So next, can you tell me what do you like in a movie theater? Okay, so there are different kinds. So we are not that evolved in India. We are having multiplexes, fine, but there are single screens also available. So many of us go to single screens as well as multiplexes. So is there any difference? So which one you like? Yeah,
Multiplex.
multiplex. Okay, Vishal likes multiplex. Any other person who likes single screen movie theater?
Yes, sir, it's me.
Okay, it's good. So what did you like? So Vishal, tell me, what did you like in
The,
multiplexes?
the cleanliness they maintain in the theater, and
Okay.
the screen quality is too good, and the sound quality also.
Okay, the sound quality, the way the picture is shown, the size of the screen. Okay, fine. So can you tell me single screen, the other person? I think Prashant. It was Prashant. So can you tell me what you liked in single screen? Yeah, Prashant? It was you, I guess.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you tell
Yes,
me what
sir.
you liked?
For the
Yeah, can you come again?
environment over there, sir.
Okay, the
I feel
environment.
good.
Okay. So what I have noticed, I'll tell you. Okay, in multiplexes and all, people they just sit there and they enjoy and go. But in other normal screens, single screens, what they do, there will be some shouting done, there will be some whistles they do. So many people like this kind of environment, and some people like the environment where nobody is disturbing them. It's just the movie and them. So in some places, it's like they whistle, they shout when the favorite scene comes or the hero comes in. So few people like that kind of environment. So it is both. That's why both are surviving still in India. So in the single screens, most of the times it will be like the fans. They rush around there, they shout, they whistle for the dialogues as well as entry of the villain and the hero, whatever, whomever they like. But in
They dance
multiplex,
at the end, sir.
yeah.
At the end, they dance also, sir.
Yeah,
It's
even that is
basically
there.
for
So many people like those things. So they, even if you give them the best of the best screens, best of the best environment, the ACs and all other stuff, they prefer the single screens. So there might be a mixed crowd here also, right? So if you're going with your family, you prefer the quieter ones. So if you're going with your friends, you would prefer the other way around. That is the single screens where they allow you to whistle, jump around, dance, and all those things. So this is the physical evidence. So they allow you here. You can see, you can feel the. But here they may have AC or they may not, but you still prefer that because the enjoyment what you have there is completely different when you are going to see the movie in the multiplexes. So some movies like 3D movies, so multiplexes, you experience is better than the single screens. Nowadays even the single screens, they are improving with their facilities where you can see better quality in single screens as well about the 3D movies and all. Okay, so that is what all come under physical evidence. So next, importance of physical evidence. Customer often rely on tangible cues, that means feel, see and touch, those kind of cues in the sense clues, or physical evidence to evaluate the service before its purchase and to assess the satisfaction with the service during and after the experience. So it might so happen, I'll take the example of movie theater only. So you are watching, your experience is completely different while you're someone else. So you are recalling what was the experience of you while you were getting that particular service. So even that is a very important thing. So how does that experience come? So that experience, as Vishal told, so bigger screen so that you can see, you can feel. If you go there and you can touch, they'll not allow you to touch, that's a different matter. But you can feel, see and touch the size of the screen, the way the seats are there, okay, the AC what they are providing, or are there fans, are the which is affecting your satisfaction. So some people like what I call the noise, the dance, the screams, the whistles. The others are like, hey, what kind of theater is this? They are not allowing me to see the movie only. So these kind of things happen which will affect your service performance. Okay. The next is elements that affect customers include both exterior attributes and interior attributes. So we'll be seeing in the next slide what are exterior attributes and interior attributes. Elements of physical evidence, we are having servicescapes and other tangibles. So facility, exterior. So what are exterior? We are telling exterior design. Then signage. So what do you mean by signage? The signboards what you see is called as signage. Booking center or place for booking, stalls, toilets. So there should be signage, right? Otherwise you go around and asking people where is what. So where is the parking? So in front it is there, well and good. Or if it is underground parking, there will be a signboard showing parking. So you need to go there. So two-wheeler parking, four-wheeler parking. So these are the signages. So they can, even in most of the movie theaters, they'll say stall is here, press circle is here. So these are the terminologies which are used by movie theaters. Okay, so the first floor, the ground floor. So all these things, the signages are there. Then parking I told. So whether the parking facility is available or you're going landscape, how it is. Okay, some of the theaters which are, you are having flat seats. So from starting till the end you are having in the same level the seats are there. In some places it is like a mountainous, like in a particular curvature where you are sitting and watching the movie. So at the back it is at a higher end, and as it comes towards the screen, it goes, the elevation goes on moving downwards and downwards. So this will help you in a better experience. We never know. So that's the landscape, how it is. Then surrounding environment. As I told you, the AC is good, or whether the fan is running, or is there any other person who is helping you in watching the movie better. So in some places it is like very few people are there, you like the movie. Or it might be so happened that if it is a house full, then only you like the movie. Even those things matter. So that is your surrounding environment. Next comes the facility interior. So interior we are coming, interior design, how it is. So some of you told me the way the restaurant is arranged, interior, the lighting, the way the tables are arranged, that is interior. Then the equipment. So what kind of equipment they are having. Okay, projectors, if you see, old kind of projectors where the reels were there, are those kind of things running, or it's a digital one. Nowadays there are digital things where directly the movie is being streamed from a place and these people are grabbing it and they are projecting it on the screen. So what kind of equipment you are having. So again, so in terms of movie theaters, so whether it is a Dolby speakers it's a normal sound. Okay, so what kind of speakers are there? Whether the volume is very high, low, you want higher volume, lower volume. So this is the equipment. Then signage. Again, signage internal also. If you go and see what you are having on a movie ticket, you are having A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and the numbers. If the numbers are not proper, even now also when they have put, you will be having confusions. So it is a behind row or this row. So if you are sitting in a different row, the people of those row will come and ask you to move. So it's a behind row or it's the row which is ahead of you. So even those signages are very much important inside the place where you are getting the service. The next comes layout, how it is done. Okay, in some places, movie theaters only you take. There are parts made, okay? A few seats at the side and there is a space to walk in, or all together from the side to the other end, there are chairs. So you need to pass all the people who are sitting, then you have to go to your chair if it is at the other end. So is it like that? Or in between there is a row which is empty for you to move around, then you are taking few seats, then you are having your seat. So even the layout is very much important. Then at the end, the air quality and the temperature. I was talking to you about the AC, about the fan, about whether the temperature, what is being set. So all this comes under the facility interior, which is inside the place where you are taking your service. Then other tangibles. What are other tangibles? Business cards. Okay, restaurants sometimes they give you cards. Or if you go to some other place, they are giving you business cards. Okay, I am the proprietor here, or I am the manager here. If you want any bookings, you can contact me. So the business cards, the stationery. If you are going for a 3D movie, so you are getting a glass. So there are different kinds. Some you are having hard, like a normal goggle you are having. In some places, it is made up of just cardboard. So even those are there. So that is the stationery what you are getting over there. Then next, billing statements. So whether it is a printed one, they are writing it, even those makes an impact on you. So if it is a printed one, yeah, before, like while the printing technology was not that good, if you had that printing and all, you feel that okay, I have come to a standard hotel or a standard restaurant, because most of them were writing and giving you the bills. Okay, then reports. So if you are looking for any report, like if you are having any health issues and you are going for some tests, even those are services. So the reports are there. So what kind of reports you are getting, whether it's a properly printed, whether it is not so proper, they are giving you, like they are calling you after 1 hour and they're giving you after 3 hours. So all these things matter. Okay, then employee dress, whether it is clean or not, the way the server is there, the way he has dressed, even these things you are seeing, physically you are seeing there. Okay, you may feel and touch, but usually you won't. You just watch the dresses, what they are wearing, how they are. Okay, whether they are having a particular uniforms or not, even that is there. Then brochures. So brochures where you are getting something. Okay, like for example, you go to a ice cream parlor, they are giving you the menu. So those are also considered as brochures only. So what the company is, then what kind of ice creams they are manufacturing or they are providing you over there. So all this comes under brochures where you can feel and touch. Then internet and web pages. Is the facility giving you Wi-Fi services? Like CCD, Cafe Coffee Day, if you go there, they'll give you a password where you can use the service of Wi-Fi over there, whether that is given to you or not. So how the web pages are made. So if you want to book something in Inox, so you are going inox.com. So how the web pages are, whether it is user friendly or not. So all these things are very much important. So these are the things which you can see and feel. You cannot touch them. You can touch your computer, but you cannot touch that particular web page. So these are things which you are feeling. So all this comes under the physical evidence, the servicescape and the other tangibles. Moving to the next one. Okay, next I am giving you some examples of physical evidence from customer point of view. So insurance. So first service is the insurance, where if you go to the office or not, that is not very important. You can take it via online also. So what is important in insurance? Important is other tangibles. So policy itself, So what are the terms and conditions and the other stuff? Then billing statements. So if you pay the bill, whether you are generating the receipts or not, each and every thing in the bill is mentioned properly or not, because there are other taxes and all. Whether it is mentioned or no has to be mentioned in the bill. So these are the periodic updates given by the company to you as a customer. So
Sir, not able to hear you, sir.
Hi, Vishal.
yes, students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you see the screen as well? No.
No,
Okay,
sir.
I'll
Not
present
yet,
it.
sir.
Can you see now?
No, sir.
No, just a second. Okay, how about now? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was a technical issue. I'm sorry for that. And we'll again come back to our examples. From the customer's point of view, I was telling you in insurance, physical evidence, because most of the times you are not going to the office of the insurance company. Everything is done online nowadays, or an agent comes to you and collects the amount. So, what all other things are very important? Policy itself, you are getting a policy statement with the terms and conditions when it is being matured, what all things are included in that particular policy and all. Then periodic updates. So if you are having the premium paid in various installments, right? It might be yearly, it might be half yearly, it might be monthly, it might be quarterly. So whenever the billing due date is there, the company has to intimate you. Okay, so there is a due for this particular month. What is the amount? Which policy it is? So these are the periodic updates given by the company to you as a customer, right? So it can be so happen that if your policy is about to mature, even that will be intimated to you. Okay, your policy number so and so will be maturing this particular month, and the amount which has to be due or paid to you is so much, and will be paid to this particular bank account, or they'll ask you for the details of your account, okay, where it has to be paid. So all these things have to be communicated or updated to the customers. Okay, then company brochure. So for example, take LIC. So there are different LIC policies, so they'll be giving you the policy information in those particular brochures, or separate brochures are only made for separate policies. So if you want a particular policy to be taken, your agent will give you a particular brochure or a leaflet where all the information about that particular policy is given to you. Then letters bar cards. So nowadays we are getting messages and mails from the company side. If anything is there, like for example your birthday or anniversary or something related to whatever information they have, they are sending you SMSs and uh, mails basically. Previously, or in the 5 to 10 years back, you can take, they used to send a postcard even for Diwali and all. Okay, so they need to send the letters saying that, okay, it's your birthday, happy birthday, we wish you from our end, it's an anniversary, we wish you, and if there are any other offers for other insurances, even that would be sent to you. So it has to be both. They were communicating you with, telling you about their different services, as well as they are greeting you. The people used to feel happy. Okay, the company, they are looking after me, they know me, they are giving me the letters, or they're sending me emails stating my birthday or my anniversary. So these are the things which are done by the insurance companies. Next is hospital. So here both physical evidence and other tangibles are very much important. So what all are there in hospital? Building exterior. So whether it is clean or not, how big it is, where are the signages, what is the name of the hospital, parking signs, whether the parking is available, adequate parking, waiting areas. So how well they are doing, maintaining the waiting area. Only chairs are there? Is there any TV provided, or any music? How the place is for waiting? Can you sleep over there? Yeah, because at times if you are admitting the patient, yes, there is a sleeping area at times, or a particular bed is given to you. Even those are waiting areas. Then admission office. So if you are taking a patient over there, there is a admission procedure for you to go through. So even how is that particular office? Is there a huge queue? It is crowded. So whether people are looking at you properly or not for the admissions. Then patient care room. So you're admitting a patient there. So there are different kinds of rooms available over there. So how it is? Whether all the equipments are available, or each and every equipment they are running around to a different room and getting it. So these things. Next is medical equipment. So all the equipments are available or not. So if any specific thing which is not available, they'll inform you prior. Go somewhere else and get this particular thing done. For example, you need to take an X-ray, and there is no facility of X-ray in that particular hospital. What will they say? They'll refer you to a different hospital, or any private player who is there doing your X-ray. So they'll refer you there, the nearest one. You can go there, get your X-ray, and come back. So the medical equipment, whether they are there or not. Next is the recovery room. So operation theater is something different. As soon as you finish the operation, they'll be moved to a different place. It could be ICU if it is a minor operation in a general ward. So how that particular recovery room is, that is there. Then other tangibles, uniforms, reports bar stationaries, billing statements, which are very much important in a hospital. Uniforms, whether the nurses and other doctors are wearing uniforms or not. Then reports, in time reports are given to you or not, the way it is given. Stationaries in the sense the miscellaneous things what they use, whether they are available, they are asking you to get it, or they will procure it from their end and it is being put in the bill. And the billing statements, so proper billing is being done or not, what is the amount put, what is the tax I am paying on top of that. So all these things come under other tangibles. In airline gate area, so wherever being made waiting, or the gate where you are entering the aerodrome to board your plane. Next, plane exterior, whether the plane is looking good, the paint is good, or it is like the paint is coming off. You will, if something that kind is there, you will not feel to enter into that particular aeroplane. Even though the interior is very good, you will be frightened because you are risking your life over there. Then aeroplane interior, decoration, decor, seats, air quality inside. So now you could have seen there is a new ad coming from one of the airlines, that air is coming from top and one direction, and the bottom it's being sucked. So it is more cleaner than a hospital, because of the COVID they are telling you like this: from top the air is entering and from the bottom it's being sucked. So there is no thing that okay, from one person to other person, it is very rarely that it is moving, the air is moving. So they're telling you it is more cleaner than a hospital room or a hospital. So that is what they are marketing now about that particular airlines. Okay, then other tangibles, tickets, food that is being provided if you are buying food over there. Then the uniforms. Okay, the people who are serving over there, the air hostess, whether they are in uniform or not, how they are dressed, well dressed or not, the captain, the pilot, whether they are in uniforms or not, how well they are maintaining all those things. So these are the other tangibles. Then express mail in the sense delivery basically. So in other countries they call it as express mail. So physical evidence is not much applicable because they are coming at your doorstep and delivering your product, any mails or any package that has come to you. So there, what is important, other tangibles like packaging. So whether they are packing your stuff properly or not, whatever you are sending. So is the product coming in a truck, in a bike, or on a cycle? So in India all these things are there, but in other countries we are having vehicles like four wheelers, in which you are having trucks, everything is there, the person comes and delivers the box and go. In India it depends on the package, how big it is, what kind of transportation they are using, whether the person is coming on a two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or a truck. If you are ordering a washing machine or a fridge or a TV, so it depends, they are coming on a four-wheeler basically, on a truck. If you are ordering some earphones or mobile or so, a person on a two-wheeler comes and delivers you the package. Okay, so packaging, trucks, uniforms, whether he is wearing a uniform of that particular thing, like if he is coming from a Flipkart, whether he is wearing a Flipkart this one or no. Okay, just an example, Flipkart has not yet started as of now. The computers, whether he is having computer with him or a small device where he is taking down your signature and all. Nowadays you are doing your signature on that particular screen. Okay, so all these things are other tangibles. Then sporting event. So again, no need to explain much. Parking, seating, restrooms, stadium exterior, ticketing area, concession areas, entrance, and playing field. So these are the physical evidence which you look for, and the other ones are signs. So if you are having a gallery seat, so where is that gallery seat? So if there is a row A, so where is the row A? If there is a particular name given to that particular area, like for example, block B, you need to go to block B. So where is block B? If there is no signs, so you need to go on searching for block B or block A. Okay, so the signages are there. Then tickets, whether it is easily available online or you need to go somewhere there in a ticketing counter and get it. Then program, how well it is being viewed from that particular area where you are sitting. Then uniforms. So even if you see the players, they are in their own uniforms. Why? Because for you to understand better what is going on the field. So uniforms, whether that particular sporting event has different uniform, the teams are having different uniforms or not. So all these things you are very much keen into looking at, or these are the things which are very much impacting your service satisfaction. Okay, next. Moving to the next one. Okay, guidelines for effective strategy of physical evidence in services. So these are effective strategy. Recognize the strategic impact of physical evidence. So here you need to look into your vision or goal basically, and you need to decide what kind of equipments or things I need to put. So your goal is providing at a cheaper price. So you need to find out how you are providing that particular experience to him. Or you could tell that, okay, best in the industry. So best in the industry means what kind of equipments you need to put over there, physical evidence, equipments, the tables, chairs, whatever is necessary for that particular service to happen. So you need to have this aligned with your goal or the vision. Okay, that is what we say. Recognize the strategic impact of physical evidence, how it impacts the person who is getting that particular service. Next comes map the physical evidence of services. You need to find out whether it is very important or not. Like I just gave an example of hospital where everything physical, feel and touch, see are very much important, or in a place like a mail, okay, mail services where tangibles are not that important. Okay, you need to map those things, what all are important and what all are not. Next is clarify role of service scape, whether all these things are necessary or not. Whatever the equipments needed, like if the person is not coming, like the mail, or there is a new concept called as cloud kitchens. So we were discussing, some of the students are here as well, we were discussing about cloud kitchen where a particular kitchen is there and they are not having any area for sitting and having the food. It is like for ordering only. Okay, in Swiggy, so if you order through a particular restaurant, they might provide put over there as cloud restaurant. That means there is one kitchen which is there, or a restaurant which is there, where they're making all the items what you order and they'll send it. So the person is not coming to look over there, is not coming and sitting. There need not be any table or chair. Whatever necessary things for cooking, only if those things are available, it's more than enough. And the place is what you call clean. It should not be very dirty also. It should be clean and hygienic. So if that is there, it's more than enough. You need to find out where you are having that particular service customer. Okay, comes assess and identify physical evidence opportunities. So you need to find out what needs to be there, what need not to be there, what helps you in serving your customers better. So that is assessing and identifying physical evidence opportunities. Next, be prepared to update and modernize the evidence. After doing the all the above four, now you know what needs to be updated and what needs to be brought in. So you should be ready for that as well. You need to prepare yourself to update your equipments, update your facility and modernize it, because that is the evidence. If you are going to a restaurant and having food, whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you touch, the plate, the spoon, the waiter who is coming and delivering your food, in what way is doing it, all these things are the evidence that you are going there and having your food, right? So these things are very much important. Do you need to have new plates? The plates are broken from the edges, it's not being cleaned properly. So all these things are very much important. You need to buy new cutlery, that is spoons and all. Those have become very old. Okay, the texture and the finish is not that good. So whether you need to buy new plates, new spoons, new cutlery, okay, other things like bowls and all, so you need to check on those as well. Okay, then last is work cross functionally. So what is cross functional? From one department to other department. So all needs to be in a proper way set. Like for example, if a person is not available, if a waiter is not available, or the restaurant is jam packed, okay, what the manager will do or the owner will do, he will come and start serving, he will take the orders. So this is cross functionality. He is responsible for something else, but still he is doing a job of someone else. Why? Because a adequate kind of service has to be provided to the customer. This is very much important. So you need to work cross functionally, or you need to have an equipment where it is doing multiple works. Okay, so it is very much important. Try to find out where you are saving money as well as your equipment for two multiple things or more than two things. So these all come under cross functionality. So we would stop here. Okay, so these all come under cross functionality. So we just saw what is physical evidence, okay, why it is important, then what are the eligible evidence in different service industries, then guidelines for effective strategy in the physical evidence in services. So these all we covered for today. So moving on to your internals, any doubts in your other modules? Yeah, anyone, any doubts? So if you are having any doubts, please let me know. So module 3 I'll open, I'll just scroll through it. If you're having any doubts, please let me know. We'll go through it. So I explained about module 3, the gap 2. Where is that particular gap? So gap 2 is service design and standards gap between customer driven service designs and standards and the company per 2. So we are having two things, standardization and customization. So factors necessary for appropriate service standards. So if it is a standardization, if possible, you need to do it, or it is a customer to customer, your service delivery is differing, then it is called as customization. So which is appropriate for your industry or your service delivery? Find out and do it. So there are tasks and behaviors of both the customer as well as the boundary planners. Okay, then comes standardization, three forms: technology, standardization, and work improvement methods. So all this come into standardization. Okay, I'll not touch more on all these things. If anyone having any doubts, just let me know. I'll just scroll through it. Okay, formal service, targets and goals. What are your goals? Okay, formal goal setting leading to targets. So your target would be serving these many customers in this particular way. For individual are talking, then if it is a teamwork, so there is a goals and target for the whole team. So how each person is doing? Yeah, anyone? Any doubts here? Yeah, I'm not
Hello.
able to hear you, Vishal.
So Vishal, so the thing, the individual formal goal
Yeah,
setting,
tell
sir.
me. Yeah, Vishal.
So the individual formal goal setting
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
can
Inside that what? Yeah,
that we set our own goals for the things which we want, right, sir?
yeah. You can have that. It depends on what kind of service industry you are into. It is like
Okay.
individually, if they are giving you like, okay, you need to do so many. Okay,
Okay.
or like I'll give you the example of your internship only. So the students who are doing the internship, you are having a individual goal. You was telling about 30,000, or it might be less or more, and individual. So 30 or more, 15 or more, individual and group. Okay, here both are coming into picture. In some places they say, okay, how much you do based on what you're doing, your performance. Your the other incentives are based on what you are doing. But for a team,
Okay.
okay, but for a team, if you see, second one is the group formal goal setting leading to targets. So they'll give a target for, like, for example, Belgaum, there is a sales team. They'll say the top level management, they say, for Belgaum I am giving these many units to be sold. So it depends on the manager to further split them, or it might be a cumulative work where they are trying to meet that particular goal or set that particular targets. Okay, so it can be both individual as well as group. So that is what is being given here. Okay, so I hope I have cleared your doubt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next is customer, not company defined standards. What do you mean by this? So customer should tell you what the standards are and not the company. Why we say this is, company may think, okay, I am already doing whatever I am doing is the standard, but if the customer thinks they are below standard, what will happen? So you need to ask your customer whether I am doing it properly or not, then set a standard. Or your competitor might be there, okay, who is having too much of resources. So what standard he is maintaining, are you maintaining that in whatever resources you are having? So all these things are there. So that's what we say, customer driven service designs. What customer is thinking of a service? You might think that you are providing a standard kind of service in the market, but if the customer thinks he is below standard, so there is a gap between what the customer thinks and what you are thinking. So that is what is the gap here now. That is what is gap to what we are looking into. Management perception of customer's expectation. What management thinks of what the customer need or what customer want, and actually what the customer is looking for. There might be a gap over there. If both are same, well, yes, the customer is getting what he is thinking of getting in that particular service, or there will be a gap. If the customer, if the company is thinking, yes, this is what is the standard what the customer thinks, and it is same, well and good. Or you are thinking that the customer is thinking about something, and if you are providing more than that, the customer is very delighted. Okay, so that is what is the gap. Next is types of customer defined service standards. There are two types of standards, hard standards and soft standards. What are hard standards? Okay, things that can be counted, timed, or observed through audits. If, for example, how many times you told 5 minutes the food is delivered, how many times you have delivered your food in 5 minutes. If there is a certain dish that you need to prepare and serve in 10 minutes. So how many times have you done? Did you time it? So have you served in 7 minutes or 8 minutes, or you have taken 12 or 13 minutes? So that can be counted. So other is time. How many times have you done it? Okay. Through audits you can see, right? So you can see like how many times the cook has taken this many minutes and the waiter has taken these many seconds or minutes to deliver it. So all these things are whether what all things you can count, time and observe through audits. So these are the hard customer defined standards. Okay, then soft standards or soft customer defined standards. What are these? These are opinion based measures, and these cannot be directly observed. You cannot count them. You have to be there, you have to observe properly. They must be collected by talking to customers, employees, or others. Depending upon what kind of data you need to go and talk to the customers. Like whether the customers, or it can be your own service staff. So if you are having any, if they are having any problem, it may not be seen over there. You need to go and ask them whether they are being paid properly, whether the place what they are working in is hygienic or not, they like the environment or not. It can be both the customers as well as the people who are working over there. So these are the soft customer defined standards. Okay, soft standards are especially important for person to person interactions. Okay, people to people. So I am there, if I want any kind of information, I need to ask the customer or the employee. Next is soft and hard standards. Some examples I had given about Ford Motor Company. They had interviewed around 3,000 or 4,000 people, and from which they have found out 7 things. So these 7 things were there. Under this, I had given you a task and we had done it. Like which are the soft standards and which are the hard standards. You can go back and check, or you can go through the video and you can find out the answers for it. Okay. Then come demand and capacity management. So what is demand and capacity? So what is being asked and what I am giving or what I am capable of giving. So that is demand and capacity. The fundamental issue underlying supply and demand management in services is the lack of inventory capability. So what is lack of inventory capability? You already know the feature of a service. It has to be produced and consumed at the same time. It cannot be produced and stored. That is what we are talking about, inventory capability. We are lacking that capability in service. You cannot produce and you cannot store it. It has to be produced there and has to be consumed then and there itself. That is what is the main feature of a service. So that's why if you cannot, like at the slack period, you cannot produce more and you cannot store it for the peak times. It is like then and there you have to, even at the peak time, you have to produce there and you have to consume there itself. So that is what they are telling of lack of inventory capability. So 4 basic scenarios when there is excess demand. So it depends, like you are cooking food for 100 people and there are 110 people. So how can you manage? So do you have resources? You are cooking again, or you are in that 100 people only, you are making small parts and you are giving it to other 10 people. It depends on you. That is excess demand. Next is demand exceeding the optimum capacity. So what is optimum capacity? So there is something called as optimum capacity and excess, not this one, maximum capacity, sorry. Optimum capacity and maximum capacity. Optimum capacity is, it is the capacity where you are providing anything, any service in a well mannered way in whatever standard set. So that is the optimum capacity. So maximum capacities you can provide more than that, but the quality may not be reaching of whatever the standards are. That is the maximum capacity. Okay, so demand exceeding optimum capacity. So for example, you are having in a restaurant, you are having 5 tables and four, for each table you are having 4 chairs. That means 5 fours are 20. So maximum of 20 people can sit comfortably and have food. If there are more than 24 people coming to your restaurant, so what you do, you can ask them, you can make them stand and eat like a buffet system. You are having only a table given to them and there are no chairs because there is no place to sit over there. You are managing somehow. What your customer has thought, he'll come sit and eat, but due to full of that particular restaurant, or there are no empty seats available, so what you are doing, you are making that particular customer stand and eat. If he is comfortable, he'll do it, otherwise he'll leave. So how many more can you do of that? If 100 people come in a restaurant capacity of 24, what you do? Right, you cannot make them stand also because the place will be crowded fully. No one will be having place to even hold your plate and eat. Let go of a table, right? That is, demand and supply are balanced at the level of optimal capacity. So both are properly, or whatever your capacity is and the demand is almost matching. So that is one of the scenario. And the last one is excess capacity. What I told you about 100 people. So your capacity is of, like, okay, 24 people are there, you have made food of 50 people, but if there are 100 people, what do you do? So can you cater to all of them or not? That is what is excess capacity is about. Or the other way around also. You have prepared food for 100 people and there are only 20 people. Your capacity is way more than the demand in the market. Next, capacity constraint, time. As you already know, it has to be, the service has to be produced then and there and consumed at the same time. So each customer has to be given his own time. So you cannot change the time. If one person is serving him at that particular time, he cannot serve the other person. After serving this particular table, he can move to other table, but simultaneously he cannot do. That is what is time constraint. Then labor and staffing. If there are more people coming in, you need more staff. If there are less people and more staff, they are just waiting there and wasting their time. That is labor and staffing. Next is equipment. So as I told, there are 5 tables, 4 chairs, 20, or 6 tables, 4 chairs, or 5 chairs, whatever. That is what is the equipment. So that those all come under equipment. Next is facilities. Do you have a drinking water washing facility? Okay, even there, if you are having multiple taps for washing hands, fine. If there is one and there are many people, they have to stand in line. So those all comes under facilities. Next, moving to optimal and maximum, I just explained, or not the facilities. Next, moving to optimal and maximum, I just explained. Optimal is the right amount of, or sorry, not the right amount, the right way of serving your customer in a standard way is optimal. Maximum is the maximum number of customers you can satisfy or serve in that particular time duration, or in that particular amount of like food in restaurant. That is the maximum capacity. Next is maximum capacity. If exceeded, what will happen? Decreased quality, customer is dissatisfied, employee burnout and turnover. It means how many people a particular person can serve. In a day, if he is serving 20 people and there are 50, 60 people, he will feel tired, he will feel burnout. And if it is continuing for more number of days and you are not giving more staff over there, what he will do? He will quit and go off. I cannot manage so much of stress, I cannot manage so much of people. So that is what he is burning out, and his turnover means he is leaving the company or that particular restaurant. Next is shifting demand to match capacity. You mean you are changing your demand based on the capacity. Like in a restaurant, if you feel there is a holiday or so, you'll prepare very less because there are very less people coming to the restaurant. Like if it is in an industrial area or so. If it's a normal restaurant and there is a holiday, he'll prepare more. Why? Because families may pour in because there is a holiday. They can go out in a weekend. So you are shifting your demand. Second is you're adjusting your capacity. How you are putting that, okay, it is full, you can come on this particular days. You can ask your customers or you can request your customers that, okay, I can better serve you at this particular times, and there is a peak time at this. If you can avoid this particular peak time. So there are various ways which we had discussed. So you can go through the video. Okay, then combining demand and capacity strategies. So there were different strategies, like two we have just seen. Under that there are sub strategies, that is adjusting your demand or adjusting your capacity. So which can be done or both can be done. We are looking into it. So yield management, what is yield? Actual revenue by potential revenue. What is actual revenue? Actual capacity into actual price, that is your actual revenue. Potential revenue is total capacity into maximum price that you can charge. That is your total potential. So what is yield? Actual revenue divided by potential revenue, which will be lesser than your potential revenue for sure. Okay. Then next is balanced capacity utilization. How well you are using it. So for example, if there is a marriage hall and it's not a marriage season, what do? You can rent it out for different things. Like most of the people are doing. Some dance classes are there, some karate classes are there in the marriage halls. So when there are marriages, the classes won't be there. The marriages happen at that particular time, and the rest they are using it for some other thing. So that is what we have discussed in this balancing capacity utilization. Then yield management approaches, there are different approaches which you have seen, like relatively fixed capacity, perishable inventory, different market segments of customers who arrive or make their reservation at different times. So these all things we just saw now. So you can go through these later. Okay, then waiting line strategy. So what is waiting line strategy? So how are you making your customers wait in a line? So those are the things which we are looking at it. Employ operational logic. Again, I'm not going to explain the whole things. So there are four things: establish a reservation process, differentiate waiting customers, make waiting more pleasurable. Okay, more pleasurable in the sense, I'll give you an example. So if a person is waiting in a queue in a restaurant, he might be given the menu. He can decide before going and sitting in his table to what to order. So if you provide him, so we are making him more pleasurable. The person thinks before going and sitting, he is already started with the process of having his food because he is deciding what to have. So as and when he goes and sits in his place, he will be ready with the order. It will be easy for the restaurant as well as the customer as well. Okay, psychology, what happens? We have seen, if even the time is less, if he is not doing anything, he feels he is waiting for a longer period of time. If he is doing something, if the customer who is waiting is put into doing something, if the waiting period is long, even though he feels it as small because he was involved in doing something else. So such 8 things are there. You can go through it. Then key reasons: poor service design, absence of customer-driven standards, inappropriate physical evidence, and service scape. We are just going through these things: physical evidence and service scape. In this place, I had explained you what is service scape. Yes, in further classes also there are service scape which are there. So we are going through it in the upcoming classes. Then service leadership, excellence in the area of customer wants. So you need to understand what customer wants, and you need to make sure you are providing what the customer wants. Okay. Then vision and implementation of vision. This was explained to you: foresight and hindsight. Foresight is whatever you see in the future. Okay, your vision should be based on both what you want to be in the future by taking into account what was your past. That is what is hindsight. Clearly write it properly in a way where everyone can understand. Okay, in a simple formation of words it should be. Then promoting commitment. If anybody reads that, they should feel that, okay, there is a sense of commitment. It could be both your internal customer or the external customers. Internal customers are your employees, external customers are your actual customers. Then implementation of vision, how it should be: structuring should be properly done, selecting, articulating, and training of the employee should be done, motivation should be there, how to manage the information. Each and every information is not given to each and every level. So you need to make sure what information has to be given, what not to be given. Team building, how important it is, how to build a team, how to select members in the team. Okay, then promoting change and risk taking. So many people say that we don't like change, but change is the one which you cannot avoid. So they say take only that kind of risk which you can, like if it is turned opposite, you can manage those losses. Only take that particular kind of risk. What we call it as calculated risk. Okay, we are done with module 3. We'll stop here. It's already time. Okay, I have taken more of time as well. Any doubts here in whatever we have covered today? Yes, students, any doubts?
No, sir.